Hello. I was recently listening to a podcast, How to Fail with Elizabeth Day. It was quite an old podcast from 2019, though the series still continues to this day. In the podcast, Elizabeth Day interviews famous people on things they have failed at in life and how it has shaped them. In this one, from 2019, she was talking to someone called Mo Gaudat. He's an ex-Google executive who said he had found the formula for happiness, to the extent he's become a world-renowned happiness expert. In the podcast, he made the case that by default everyone is happy. A baby or small child, unless they need food or a nappy changing or similar, by default they're happy. As we get older, happiness seems like something we're called to chase. The adverts on TV suggesting that if we have this perfume or these clothes or this car, then our lives will be much more fulfilled than they are now. Our culture tells us that bigger is better, that more is good, and if we don't get this or that, we could get left behind. But could it be, as most suggests with happiness, that true contentment, true happiness is something we don't need to chase, but is something that God has already given us? Let's look at a couple of Bible verses. Right at the start of Psalm 23 we read, "The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want," or "I shall not be lacking," as it may be translated. And in his letter to the Philippians in chapter 4, Paul says, "I'm not saying this because I am in need, for I have learned to be content whatever the circumstances. I know what it is to be in need. I know what it is to have plenty. I have learned the secret of being content in any and every situation, whether well-fed or hungry, whether living in plenty or in want. I can do all this through him who gives me strength." It may be easy to think that Paul is in denial here, an early forefather of the whatever generation, too proud to admit he needed things. But that's not the case. He showed time and time again that what he found in God was enough. In God we can find contentment, happiness and want for nothing. However, nothing is that simple. When we look at children, as they start to grow and play with toys, they quickly see other children playing with other toys and they want them. The adverts we see play to our wants, our dreams. Even right at the start of creation, in the Garden of Eden, Adam and Eve were surrounded by abundance of what God had said was good. As they lived in the garden that God had created to be with them in, they desired what they shouldn't. The serpent used this dissatisfaction. Did God really say not to? This desire is within us, the desire for satisfaction, for peace and happiness. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's how we're made. But it's what we do with that desire. Do we hear the serpent whispering, "You'd be happier if only you had this"? So the question is not whether we desire. We all do. But where do we turn with those desires? God's way is different. Rather than constantly wanting more, he wants us to rest in him, not needing more than he already gives. A famous quote from Augustine, "Our heart is restless until it finds rest in you." That is the only place we will find happiness, comfort, and true rest is in God. If you stop and think, where do you hear the whisper that you need more? You need to be healthier, fitter, more things to make you happy and content. Is it through social media, TV, advertising in shops? How has that seed been planted in us that this is the way to satisfaction? Are there things in our lives that we cling to that we think are the answer to gaining happiness? But if we let go of them, we may uncover truly that happiness and contentment instead. Even as we have these misdirected desires, are the glimpse of his goodness if we can slow down enough to see them. How might God be inviting you to rest in what He has already called good? Think of one small thing from the past few days that is good. It might be a warm cup of tea that someone has made for you, a friendly greeting, or a time of quiet in a busy week. It might be achieving something that's been on your to-do list for a long time, or it might be an uplifting conversation with a family member or close friend. As we think about it, acknowledge before God, this is good. There may be multiple things that spring to mind: a safe place to live, food and a bed. This is good. Instead of the whisper of the serpent telling us we need more, hear the whisper of what God has given us. This is good. Much of what we have, without extra, without straining, this is good. If we think beyond just this week, throughout life, can we see an overall picture? As Psalm 23 again says, surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life. As we look at what is good, what God has given us, our focus should shift away from what is good towards the giver. As the book of James puts it, everything good comes from God. Every perfect gift is from Him. These good gifts come down from the Father who made all the lights in the sky. As we continue into this week, keep thinking about what is good, what we have and who the giver is. Finally, brothers and sisters, whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think about such things. And the God of peace will be with you.